is related to a question that we got from a listener. And Julie, this will be a surprise for you. You didn't know there was a question. The question is, as we come back into in real life dating, do you still see the value with video dates as a filter or a first pseudo date?
Absolutely. 100%. I think that's something that should be preserved from the pandemic, being excited to meet someone.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be video. It could be phone. It could be, I don't know. I mean, texting can go either way. Sometimes by texting you can feel, but I think phone and video are definitely better indicators. But whatever way you want to feel like you're at least a little connected to this person, I think one of the biggest self-sabotage techniques that we used to have is when we would go in being like, oh, it's just a date. There's a zillion other people.
Yes.
You're almost like setting yourself up to not care the outcome. And I personally, I don't know about you, Yue, I would rather go on 2 dates that felt promising than like 20 that I didn't give a shit about and I was just going through the motions. And I think people can feel when you're like going through the motions versus back to like what you were saying about intentionality.
Yes.
And I don't think that video dating is going to stay as like a way to really get to know someone because I mean, we go into it in this episode. I think some of the downside of video is like false pretenses and expectations building. But the benefits of video is at least a way to see like, is there at least a baseline attraction? Is there at least a baseline conversation that we can have? So, and also put a voice to the name or a face to the name, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, I really see the value in video dates because I think during the pandemic, I hope that we all learned what a privilege it is to be out and about at a restaurant, at a bar, to just be somewhere outside of your home. And I hope we can preserve that feeling. So we should be saving these times when we go out for someone that like we really want to spend that time with. And with the way we used to date was, like you said, Julie, we just take these moments for granted. So people go to the coffee shops and they go to bars and they have like date after date. And then you forget that it is a privilege to be out. So I think the video date will really help people filter for you to get into that in real life date and to have that kind of excitement. Something that I learned recently, because in my day job, I've been doing a lot of hiring. And I learned this from the video, like the Zoom calls that we have as a first interview was my mentor. She said, how did that conversation feel energetically? That was the question. And I had to really think about what does that mean? Like energetically, how does it? I've interviewed lots of people that I think are great, but there was something off and I couldn't pinpoint what it was. And I think it's energy. And I think you can gauge energy on video dates if your energies are compatible or not. So it's a great filter. I agree. I don't think you're going to get to know the whole person. Even attraction doesn't really build over video, but energy you can definitely gauge.
Yeah, I don't think you need to walk away from a video being like, I met the one. Like, I think that's probably not realistic. I personally, if I was still dating, I would do a phone screen because I felt
and you
like
can
that,
gauge energy through a phone
yeah, totally. I think just like hearing someone's voice, how do they react to things you're saying? Like, I think that would be really good. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't think it's a necessity, but I don't think it hurts either.
There's value. There's definitely value to video dates or phone screens. Just call it that.
I will say the irony is the only person I did not go on a video or phone screen is my current boyfriend.
That's true. That's true. So why is that?
I think it was because I just got vaccinated and there was less of that like screening for that going on for me. And I think I was like, I just want to like go out. And we did text enough that I felt like we had a lot in common, like not necessarily hobbies, but like upbringing and values and like lifestyle. I felt like there was a lot of that, enough that you could gauge through text. I don't know. I don't know what like compelled me to do that necessarily, but and I also don't know if we had done phone or video, if I would have gotten the feeling I got in person with him.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm a little mixed on it. I do think it's a good screen, but I don't think it's the be all end all either. Like I think you need to remember that it's just a screen. Like if you're still feeling like there's like what do we say, like the 80-20 rule? Like if you're like 80% at least like, okay, this could be someone I would like, it still is worth the trip in my opinion to like meet them. But if you're like there's nothing here, then it can save you a lot of time.
I think ultimately the question for yourself is, how do I get myself not in the pattern of date after date after date?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
So whatever tools you use to get yourself off the hamster wheel of dating, use that tool. And video dates as a screener could be a tool for that.